hard work pays off. Good morning, Facebookers. It's Pete Cohen here. Let me just do what I need to do in just sharing this, and then we'll get straight into the content. You know, those of you that are watching us on the replay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And we would really appreciate, as I think nearly all of you know, share this. We're getting more and more people sharing this, and I personally believe that the information that I'm sharing with you every day is just essential. You know, like they tell you, this is essential television to watch at Christmas or something. And it really isn't. It's not essential. It doesn't kind of change your life. It gives you a little bit of mild amusement, perhaps, and a bit of mild stimulation. But we are all destined for great things. Put your hands up if you believe you are destined for greatness. Anyone? Anyone believe that they are destined for great things? Does everyone here believe that there is more to them than meets the eye? And possibly one of the most important things is to believe that the best is yet to come. It's called the science of hope. We will spend, I'm sure we will spend a good week focusing on that. But by the way, tomorrow we have an unbelievable exercise. I'm going to put a PDF that you'll be able to download with a specific exercise that I want you to do. So this is the week on willpower. Willpower, what is it? You guys know, don't you? It is the master virtue. It's the king. It's the queen of virtues. It's the master aptitude. Willpower is so important. And if you think about this, so what did we do yesterday? Well, I asked you to think about this. Who would you become? If you understand what willpower is your ability to get yourself to do the things that you need to do even when you don't feel like it. Let me say that again. Willpower is your ability to get yourself to do the things that you need to do, even if you don't like doing the things. But you know that you need to do the things for you to achieve whatever it is you want, from the mundane to the really, really big things. And now listen very carefully to what I'm about to say, because I'm going to say it again. Willpower outpredicts IQ by a factor of 2. What did you just say, Pete? Willpower outpredicts IQ. A famous book called Willpower by Roy Baumeister, which is probably here somewhere. Now I've got it in my head and I want to find it, but I'm sure it's there. Amazing book. The marshmallow test that was done many years ago at Harvard. Children were asked if they wanted to eat a marshmallow and said, look, if you wait till I come back, you can have 2. The people who resisted were followed for decades. And the people who resisted have shown lower body mass index, less likely to be in broken relationships, less likely to be in financial challenge. It's amazing. Willpower outpredicts IQ. Now, I left school thinking I wasn't intelligent because I only had 1 GCSE, 1 O-level. Okay, I got 3 degrees, blah, 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 who cares? But the reality is I left there scarred, thinking that there was something wrong with me. But really, I've had loads of willpower, and it's my willpower that has allowed me to have the success that I have, because we're going to look at a few things, but I want you to understand this. Why is willpower so important? And think about this. If you had an infinite amount of willpower, who would you become? In 1 year, 5 years' time, if you were looking at that, this is what I asked you to do yesterday. And if I ask you to do something, guys, please write it down. I'm pumped up right now, super excited. Why? Because I'm seeing more and more My 365ers showing up. Our elite members in the elite Facebook page, seeing more of your videos. I'm asking you to do something. You guys are doing it. If you haven't done it yet, it's okay, but do it. Get it done. This is your ideal opportunity to create an unbelievable life. Whether you're an elite My 365er, whether you're someone who just is in our Facebook group, you're still a part of our journey to change the world. Listen, I don't know whether you've read one of the most popular books ever written. I'm not talking about Think and Grow Rich. I'm talking about the Bible, because one of the oldest stories in the Bible is Adam and Eve. What is that all about? Now, obviously, these stories have people take different interpretations from the story. But for me, that story is all about willpower. I bet you didn't expect me to be talking about that at 7:07 on a whatever it is in this time of day. But think about it. What did God say to Adam and Eve? What did he say? Don't eat fruit from that tree. Don't eat fruit from the tree. Don't do it. What did they think about? What did they think about all the time? And then the snake, which was tempting them, what did they finally do? They gave in to temptation. How many of you every single day you give in to temptation or you give in to distraction, right? Now, you hands up if you know what I'm saying. Hands up if you know what I'm saying. Put your hand. I'm talking to every single one of you. Hands up if you know exactly where I'm coming from. Let's not look at this. This is really important, my friends, because I look at every single one of you in the same way. I care for you. I respect you. I know that the best is yet to come. That's why you're here. You could be watching the news, but you're here because you want more. The most important thing to understand about this is don't give yourself a hard time about it. We live in a world that is constantly, people are being distracted. You go into a supermarket, what are you being distracted to do? To buy the food that you don't need. That's why it's right there in front of your face, and when you actually go to pay, it's right there. When you look at billboards, when you turn on the television, even when you go on YouTube now, videos come up, adverts trying to tempt you. Then you get distracted. You get distracted. You need to work on your willpower. Who is excited? Who is fired up about developing it? Because it outpredicts IQ, and it is like a muscle. If you don't build your willpower, it's like a muscle. It will fatigue quickly. If you have strong willpower because you've worked on your muscles like a muscle, you can do more. And this is what I'm here to do every single day, to be here for you, to help you make those little changes, because this might seem big and it might seem like, oh, can I really do this? Yes, you can. Say it with me. Yes, I can. Say it with me. The best is yet to come. Say it with me. Come on. The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. You know that you have what it takes. So let's actually look. This is what I do. I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, fired up about helping people just like you create the life that you want. So this is what I wrote down this morning. I love making notes. I love making notes in color. So what we need to work on, what we need to think about, write this word down, delayed gratification. Write it down. Just write it down. Delayed gratification. You see, what every single day we can give in to our impulses. We can give in. And I want all of you to get excited about turning your impulses down. What we're going to do, this is so fascinating, we're going to cool down your impulses, and we're going to heat up your desire to move forwards. Does this make sense? Very briefly, studies that were done in fMRI machines. These are machines that make up brain activity. They look at brain activity. So they put you in one of these brain activities. This is going to flip and blow your mind. And they'd say, please think of yourself. And then they'd say, boo, 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 a part of your brain light up. Then they'd say, think of a stranger. And they'd see a boo, boo, a different part of your brain light up. Check this out. This is where it gets really fascinating. And think about you. If you were asked this question and you were put in an fMRI machine and they said this to you, they said this. Think of yourself 5 years in the future. So many people, when they thought about that, the same part of their brain lit up as the stranger. And that would have been me. That would have been me. I was always living for today, never thinking about the future. So if I had money now, I would spend it. If there was an opportunity to eat something now, I would take it. I wanted the gratification today. What we need to do is to start thinking about who we want to become. When you look at countries that have very low debt, personal debt, it's because the language people use is very much into the future is now. So they don't spend money they don't have. Many of us do that because we don't think ahead very much. We just think about today. Isn't that fascinating? Don't you find that like, wow, 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 wow. But great people, people like Nelson Mandela, people who were in prison for years, they knew that their future, even though they were in prison for so long, that they had a vision of where they were going. Write it down again today. I know I've said it before, but I'll say it again. Who are you committed to becoming? Who are you committed to becoming? This is going to take time. And you know, we live in a world that wants we don't want delayed gratification. We want climax now, 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 now. Stimulation, 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 stimulation. Rather than putting in the work, the groundwork to be stimulated by who we are becoming. This is some of the most powerful information I will probably ever say to you. I say that until tomorrow when I'll say something else, because tomorrow we are gonna crank this up. Tomorrow we are gonna spiral up. We're gonna take up your desire to move forwards to where you want to go, to help you cool down your impulses to do the things that in many cases they're destroying you. They're destroying your body, they're destroying your mind. Listen, this isn't a joke, right? My 365 is not a joke. It is a roadmap to creating the life you want. My 365. Look, the speech bubble. You working on yourself for a minimum of a year, going to work on yourself, being consistent, doing the best that you can. And if you're saying in your head right now, well, you know what, I could have done more. Yeah, you could do more, but show yourself some loving kindness. Let's see today how many times you can delay gratification. Let's see how many times where you're stimulated to do something that you know that you'll be disappointed in. That we can get you to start thinking about who you want to become. So the you can do yourself proud. The you in 10 minutes, that if you made a different decision, that you in 10 minutes that would say, hey, you, well done. That's what I'm talking about. I'm going to say goodbye to the people on Instagram. Goodbye, people on Instagram. Say goodbye to the people on Instagram. Bye-bye, Instagrammers. You can follow me on Instagram as well if you want. Listen, I know this is full on, but this is real. This is your life. Thank you to all of you that are showing up and going to work on creating this better version of you. Is it worth it? Of course it's worth it. Thank you. I've just got a message. Okay, here we go. So this is day 2. What are we talking about? We are talking about delayed gratification. We are talking about some of the most important information that I will ever share with you. And it's this. You probably don't identify with yourself in the future. You're just living for today. Now, that's okay. But if you don't start thinking about where you want to go and being committed on achieving that, you will give into impulses. You will give into temptation, just like Adam and Eve. It's absolutely essential that we start to turn things around. We show up daily. That's what we do. You know, we show up daily. Today, think about how many times you will be tempted to do something that you know isn't the best thing for you to do. Let's start working on delayed gratification. Start seeing delayed gratification as a muscle that you need to build. Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow. I have a very, very powerful exercise. I'll put it a PDF for you guys at some point today or first thing in the morning that you can. I didn't finish that. It doesn't matter. Anyway, have a great day. Much love to you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's do this. Let's do this, not now, but right now. Thank you for all your comments. Thank you, Elaine. Great to see you. Great to see you, Casey. Great podcast going live at 7:30. Thank you to Casey. He is the man who has produced all of our podcasts for the last nearly up to 100 episodes. An absolute legend in his own lifetime. Thank you, Helen. We are going to do great things. Stay connected. Thank you, Jolene. Let's make it an unbelievable day. We've had more people watching today than any other day. If you haven't shared this, share it. Get it out there. Let's change the world one person at a time. Let me say it before we go. Happy, beautiful day, everyone. Let's make it a My 365 day. We'll see you tomorrow.